Screen test. It's only 11% power. Not too much power.
You're upstairs, right?
I am. Hello, Dark Gloons. Welcome. Okay. Looks like the chat thing's working. Cool. Where is that one thing I know it's here? Yeah. Okay. Trying to find something real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Can't find it. Okay, maybe I should just free find it. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, DJ Pyro. Hello, Tricky. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome. Trying to find something. Can't find it right now. That's fine. Don't really need it. Really glad you upload your streams. Really nice to draw with you. Hey, you're welcome. Only if I don't play any copyrighted musics. That's the hard part. Because I gotta keep myself entertained too, you know. Okay. I think I am ready. So what's the resolution of this thing? Just shy. I'm gonna go ahead and start painting this. I think I'm satisfied with how this sketch looks. And I might as well get it recorded in case I can make it a nice time lapse. How's everyone today? Looks like there's one little area here not closed. There we go. I'm going to be painting this piece in a manner of like a realistic color painting kind of thing. See how well it goes. Curious what the official colors of these characters are now that I think about it. I bet there's a guide somewhere. I'm doing alright. Today could be a tiny bit better, but it's not too bad. Oh, interesting. There's an actual color sheet that some fans have made. Oh yeah, the mane of the fur is way darker than I expected. Wrong layer. Hello, Habibi AM, welcome. Interesting. Would not have expected to be those colors because of that one reference of mine. 1 second, guys, as I give a message out there. Lots of thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. That reminds me, to those people who's just arrived, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Oh, how did I miss that? There is a lot of more colors than I realized. Yellow eyeballs. They're just not used to these kind of colors. Since I'm going to be allowing this to be played back, feel free to chat with me. I'd be happy to chat with you. All about the chatter, you know? There we go. Get those colors in. There we go. This is, to be honest, the most boring part of doing a painting is all the coloring work and all that fun stuff. A little digital goes. Cool art, bro. Thank you, FBB. How's everyone doing? I'm doing fine. Baby. 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 Okay, looks like most of that started. I tail tip main. What main? There we go. Tail tip. Eyeball. ERAM outline. I guess the underfur is also for the feet as well. Yeah, that's right. Now let's get some reference colors for Timon. Wait, what? No ponies? Just a lion kind. That is ironic because I got done watching The Lion King. Ha! Oh, the timing. Which Lion King? There's definitely multiple versions out there. Don't look like there's a reference sheet for Timon. Apparently this is the color model, the cell of it. Might be a different color tone though, maybe. Might be tinted a little bit. But it's fine, as long as we get it close to the actual colors. I like this movie too. It's a good movie. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Oh wait, that's not the whole hand. Just the fingertips. Interesting. Sure don't feel like it's the right colors. Hola, me gustas tus dibujos. Thank you, Diana. Gracias. Live stream video keeps blurring in and out. It is. That's not good. Wonder if you're on auto and the stream keeps going like to 240p or something like that. I don't feel like this is the right colors for Timon, but let me get another Timon reference just in case. Seems like he's more warm colors in the actual show. This really depends on the specific lighting in the episode or show, whatever. Yeah, that is way darker. Man, miss you sketching and putting down the colors. The sketching was early in the afternoon off screen. I was doing other things. Like I already had the sketching done before dinner even. The only thing you missed is the flats. The flat colors. Am I doing the right layer? Okay, there we go. Wow, that is way darker. Way darker than I expected. It was interesting that the brush I'm using now is the same brush that I did with the horse painting. And interesting. What's the tolerance? Let me increase the tolerance. Anyways, the same as I did with the horse painting. And it works really well as a sketch as well. Whoops, that is not it. There we go. My goodness, is this really the right colors? It's probably throwing me off the fact that there's all blue in the back and all that. The ears are lighter though, so that's interesting. So it's like, which colors should I trust? He doesn't have an eye color, I just realized. He just has an eye. There we go. Interesting. Well, we'll roll with it. Are you able to hear me, sis? You know the movie Moon, The Guardian of the Moon? I do not know the moon. The Guardian, the moon. The movie, the moon, the moon. Yep, drawing along with you on my iPad. Okay. Alright, so you heard everything. Like, I already spent a considerable amount of time sketching this before even dinner. At first was thinking do like the forest background, but the desert where Timon Simba meets, I think that's perfectly fine. That's the background colors anyways. I might do something later with it. Let me do another quick search. Lion King, Simba, Timon, Desert. Let's get some good accurate colors here. Yeah, seriously. Timon looks way lighter in this version. What's going on here? Why is my Timon colors all over the place? That looks more right. There we go. A second that looked way off. And all the ear and all that stuff is even better too. Is the Simba accurate? Yep, the Simba is accurate. What about the nose and all that? No, this is actually a little lighter. Interesting. That looks accurate to me now. Interesting. What about the eyeshadow? A little more saturated from the cartoon. There we go. How about the pink nose? Yeah, a little more darker. Oops. Interesting. I think it looks right. Maybe the shadow and lights are throwing off. It could be that. I think the references might have been terribly saved, and the screenshot's more accurate to what I was expecting. Anyways, let's go ahead and start painting. I'm going to do this a little bit different than what I normally do. Normally I go through the whole thing with another layer on top and just slowly reveal the layers and multiply and all that stuff, but I'm going to be doing this more in the method of horse painting that I did earlier. This is the horse painting I did earlier. So, similar to this, where I just straight up paint. Throw down some quick shadows so I at least have an idea of what kind of colors I'm dealing with. Interesting. And as I move the colors over, I always change the hue just a little bit as I darken it, just to keep the values not dry. Otherwise it'll look grayscale-ish. A little bit of the light. That don't quite work. Orange. More yellowish. Yeah, that's better. Whoa, where did that black come from? Add a little tint of red. Just so that it's just not a boring yellow to brown coloring. Get those darks in there. the sketches and all that stuff really helps a long way. Bring back a little bit of those colors. So right now I'm just blocking things in. I'm not trying to be overly detailed right now. Just trying to figure out what kind of colors I want overall. So I'm going a little fast for that. And my headphones are saying it's almost dead. Since I'm not even listening to any music, it's probably good just for me to have these headphones start charging. So that's generally what I'm doing. Color picking, going darker, changing the hue to more warmer colors, and just painting it in. That's what I'm doing right now, pretty much. Getting those colors I want. And of course, there's going to be some sky influences on the edges here. Not too much edge lighting. I don't want too much of that. So just introduce a little bit more tannish colors on the fur. Like it's an effect of the bright blue sky affecting the fur a little bit. A little bit on the nose. A little bit more yellowish. So I'm like going the opposite direction with my values to get these lights, to get these kind of colors. Looks pretty good. It's generally what I want to try to do for blocking it. Get those reds in there. Maybe a little bit of reds in the chest fur there. Definitely want to do some solid reds for the shadow of this tan fur here. And that's just because I shifted the hue down to the warmer tones. So that just naturally progressed to that point. And since I know that he is standing on top of a desert, I'm going to put some more yellowish tones underneath the body to get that started. There we go. And as I paint, I'll change the colors here and there, try to make it a little more interesting. Hey T, you ever watched Brother Bear before? I have it. I have. I think in the theaters. Never bought the DVD. Hello, Charlene Show. Welcome. I'm going to duplicate this flats layer, duplicate the sketch layer, just in case. I'm just going to merge it all. So Simba and Timon with all the lines are all just one layer now. And I'm going to lock the opacity so I stay within the lines I already have set. And just start going to town with my oil-like paintbrush. Since it's all one layer and the opacity is locked, I could just simply sketch right to the edge, just like that. And there goes the line. And so I'm like thinking there'll probably be a lot more yellowish tones on this side, as we're going to get a little bit of edge lighting. I don't want to go too far with edge lighting because I don't want to go nuts with that. Thinking about the light source now. I think the majority of this snout will here would be a little bit under shadow for the majority. And then it'll just start transitioning into the light as it's more turning into the actual light source. Like, my light source is top right, essentially. And I know this is a fur transition, so I just start making the brush a little bit smaller. That way. It's meant to be more like a pinkish red nose, so I'm going to actually introduce more pink than the actual reference. Right now I'm trying not to focus too much on trying to finalize details right away. What I like about this brush is that I just slap down the color I just move on. That's my focus. I'm trying to do as much of the shade and the lighting work in just a few brush strokes rather than trying to do perfection. Because later I can do perfection. Right now I'm just slapping colors around. Watch this. Slap, slap, slap. Slap the colors. Thank you, welcome. Hello Methia, welcome. And I'm going to be a little creative here. Pink nose. I'm going to go purple-ish light. And start doing a little bit of rim lighting here on the nose right there. And I think the cooler purples, or in this case it looks very pink, it contrasts really well against the really warm reddish nose that we have here in the shadows. And I'm going to expand out a little bit of that purple out over here. There we go. Just for the shadow work, I try to not overdo it. There we go. A little bit of reflection of the yellow fur on the other side of the nose, just a tad. And I'm already starting to realize that I need to add way more shadow on this side of the nose. So this is my usual painting method. I experiment a lot along the way. A lot of errors here, a lot of redos, recolors, and then I like come across maybe like a happy accident or here or two. And I turn off the opacity lock to fix up a little bit of the fur edging here. Makes it easy, just use the eraser brush. And then turn back on the opacity lock so I can continue. Yeah, as you can see, I had to sort of go over multiple times on this nose. So it's not a perfect process. I call myself a sloppy artist because I'm always experimenting on the go. LOL, LOL indeed. Yeah, if you want to chat live, sis, let me know. I wouldn't mind chatting live with you. You just gotta be willing to let people hear your voice. And here, I'm not trying to be too careful with making everything smooth. I'm just doing some brush strokes. It's almost, kind of looks like fur already a little bit. How? Over the phone. You know, I can call you via my iMac, and I just hear you over the iMac. That's how. Nose already looks a little weird, so I might be tweaking that later. I need to get these headphones with power. That would makes it easier. Alright, ready when you are. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a call if you're up for it. I'm gonna put this stream into setting up mode, give my sister a call, and make sure no accidental information is shown. Giving a call. Okay, FaceTime audio. This is a little different. Can you hear me fine? Hello?
Hello? You can hear
Alright.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Alright, and the stream
I
can now
seem
hear
to
you
be
too.
frozen. I'm trying to watch your stream, but it seems to be frozen. I might be having some bad Wi-Fi.
I think it might be myself actually. I'm seeing 10% frame drops and still more frame drops.
Uh-oh.
Alright, yeah, I'm making
Maybe the phone call's
sure.
a little too much?
What were you having problems with that before the phone call? Oh wait, there
A little
is
bit.
cancel.
Oh, did you do
There
a
we go.
Spyro and Cinder painting? Oh, he's so cute.
I did discover Adobe was trying to update After Effects in the background to see if that helps to stream at all. A493, A552. Still lagging a whole lot. I don't know why that is. We can try
You want to
FaceTime.
hang up with me and
We can try using the phone directly.
it's up to you.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting here.
let's give it a shot. Well,
Okay.
let's see. 8796. Wait, I think it's stopped dropping frames here. Okay. I think it's finally settled down. I think it really was the random download in the background. I need to make sure I turn that off.
What are you showing on your screen right now?
Setting up. My setting up
Setting
screen.
up? Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Alright, now I switch back to
didn't know
the
if it
main
was...
canvas.
Oh, I love your Pokemon one. What's that big Pokemon? Blinking. She's got the
Was it like the
flower.
Lapras? Oh, flower? That's
Lapras!
Meganium.
Yeah. I think that's one of like my favorites of yours so far. Just the color choices and the way you made it all glowy and oh man.
Yeah, I kind of think I overdid that one just a tad because when I shared it to Pokemon Reddit with fan art, one person made a comment like, I almost skipped this, thinking it was like official art from the Pokemon Snap game. I'm like, thank you.
Ah, both the compliment and kind of like, oops.
Yep, and it's kind of funny that maybe that is the reason why the number of visibility or people hitting like on it on Reddit, it's like only like 87. And I say only because my other piece, the Dratini, was like over 2,000 hits.
Oh wow. Isn't it funny
Dramatic.
how it seems like sometimes your art can be too good for the internet? Like there's people that you do like amazing work, like amazing shading and lighting and all that kind of stuff, and then it gets like 100 likes. And then you have other people's um, paintings or whatever that, you know, may not have taken as long or may not have all the fundamentals and all that, and it gets like a million. Makes you like, well,
Oh man, that's such a pain. And
never mind then.
there's also the case of like a simple color sketch making way more headway on the internet compared to the full fleshed out version.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. You never know what's going to take off when it comes to the internet
Yep,
and
yep,
what
yep.
people like.
Definitely feel like I need to tweak this nose more, but I'm gonna do that later. I get into a habit of tweak, 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 tweak. All the tweaks.
I'm currently working on a forest landscape and with like a tree with trees, mountains, rocks, all that kind of stuff. And I'm supposed to pick my own color combinations, complementary colors. Dude, this stuff is hard.
Easy.
It's
Forest background, creek, lake foreground, green and blue.
Yeah, well no, they're supposed to be like complementary colors. You know that the wheel, you know the wheel.
Yeah.
The yeah, so we're supposed to pick like one color and then use the opposite color. So of course I had to be difficult and pick like fuchsia. And then
So I'm
the
guessing
opposite is like green.
well, I say fuchsia and then make the opposite emerald. Make like an emerald forest.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm working towards. But
Thanks, Jazz. There we go. How's the doggo?
me?
How's the
My
dog?
doggo?
Yeah. How's the dog?
He's good. He's good. He's just chilling. He's chilling like a villain. He's very content just laying in his kennel.
That's
Super
his
chilled out.
life. That's his life.
Yeah. And you'd look at him and you think like, dude, like don't you want to move around? But he's good. He's been there all afternoon just laying around. The thing's open and everything. He can come in and out whenever he wants and he's just chilling.
This is my life. I live the life.
Mhm.
There we go.
What brush are you using, Chris?
Same brush I use for the horse, and it's one that I found from Adobe website. Apparently they don't have the download anymore, but it's basically it simulates like a semi-wet oil paint, and it's creamy. It's called Creamy, and it has like a soft texture that pushes and pulls the paint around, and it doesn't make things smooth, but the way I found with brushing with it quite a long time now, if I like let go of the pressure as I make the brush stroke, it does blend in more with the other stuff. And then if I feel like I need a little bit more smoothing, I just grab the blend brush for that. It's meant for blending oil paints, and it's blends things with a subtle texture, so it's not like digital smooth.
Mm.
Frame
Very
rate's
nice,
better
very
now.
nice.
All right, so it was Adobe's fault for downloading an update to After Effects in the background. Why was it doing that? I
Mm.
don't even use After Effects. We need to learn how to do that, but I don't use it.
Maybe you have update automatically set up or something.
That could be it. It's kind of funny that it decides to do that while I'm doing some stream work. You think automatic updates would be like middle of the night kind of thing?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, it has to be so difficult.
You know what's the hardest part of drawing Lion King characters?
Mm, the cuteness overload.
The hard part is getting the lion characters look like the characters, because they don't have like random hairstyles or or other things like that. I mean, some characters from the Lion King franchise do, but like Simba here, very easy to make this into a Nala.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, and there's also like other lion cubs that are male as well that are very, very small differences in different, very small differences and all that stuff. Like Simba has more rounder eyes. The cheeks are a little higher. Has more messy hair on top. Then you have like another cub that is more cleaner on top, more squarish eyes, maybe more rounder nose or something like that. And the small differences, it makes them actually unique compared to each other. So I'm always
Um,
like thinking like, oh, okay, Simba needs a little bit wider this, a little bit more that. That's like where the majority of the time I spent sketching, just making it look like Simba.
yeah. And really, that's all these cartoons are. They're just ever so slight changes to, the facial structure and stuff.
Yep.
But those slight changes can make a world of difference.
You know, I definitely think you have a lot of fun with this kind of brush. Maybe I can export this brush and make it workable for Procreate, and you can just paint a round sphere to get a feel for it and see if you like it. May not be for everybody.
Hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's a
I'd give it a
thought.
try.
It's a thought.
Um, I recently kind of like sat down with Procreate and just went through each um, brush and just played with it. Just like experimented and um, trying to just figure out like, okay, so this brush looks good for like this effect, this brush looks good for this effect. And there's some really cool brushes that I was like, ooh, these will be fun.
You know, it's one thing to like play with a brush, it's another thing to make it applicable. It's like
Yeah,
feels like you just have to dedicate yourself just to that one brush and see what happens. That's what I did with the horse.
yeah. And actually, when you mentioned that, that kind of motivated me to kind of just stick to one brush too, because I was like, maybe that's part of my problem. Maybe there's just so many options of brushes and colors and textures that I'm like, I'm overthinking this.
Yeah,
It's a story of my life.
you may be more of a minimal artist where you just do minimal color palette, just like those example shows and stuff you mentioned in the dinner. Maybe.
Um, what shows?
Remember we were talking
Like
about
what?
like art styles and all that stuff, and like we were like DC
Oh
and all that.
yeah, yeah. Spider Verse, Into the Spider
Yeah,
Verse,
yeah,
Arcane, those ones. Oh, so good, so good. Just
yeah. Like
love them. By the way, I don't have your chat open, so I don't want to exclude anybody, but I don't see any what they're saying.
Jerry says, "Would you still want me to
But
post your request drawing for you on Twitter?" Sure. Yeah, not too much of a chat at the moment. It gets a little bit more quieter at night. That's why I'm like, sister, call me. So far, I'm real pleased how
mm,
this is turning out. I had the idea of removing slowly that little thick outline for the eyes, but keeping the initial colors intact, and it's making it look more natural. It's neat. Yeah, like the most after the initial explanation of how I put down the colors, a lot of it is just a trial and error and seeing what I like. The hard part is trying to figure out how to add in that bright blue lighting manually without using a screen mode. Sometimes I just use the screen mode anyways.
um,
There we go.
screen mode.
Yeah, it's one of those blend modes, the lighting mode screen. Figuring out how
Oh,
to,
oh, oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah, figuring out how to add
yeah.
that
Okay.
cool blue sky lighting because I'm doing that with
Yeah,
the fur here.
that's one of the settings that I need to learn to use. Um, she, my teacher was saying like for shadows use um, multiply, and then for light use overlay, and then for highlights use screen, I think. But I had to ask her during class. I was like, but what did they do? Like, I don't understand. Like, why these settings? And then also like, should I be trying to on my base color? Do I put, you know, do I try and just add the value right into the base color, into the base layer? And I think I confused her. I didn't ask my question right, and she's just like, um,
You were
I don't know.
asking
I
you
was
were
like,
asking more for the general outlining what they even do. So you actually know what they actually mean by screen and multiply and all that.
yeah. I just, color is just, oh, too much. It's stressing out.
I think it's like screen and multiply is the total opposites of each other. I'm not talking about just generally um, the direction of light sources, but is like multiply. Imagine how it actually sounds like you taking a color and multiplying on top of each other in a dark direction. So you know how like you have more and more of an object in front of you that is transparent, but it has a slight tint of color, and the more you add to it, the darker it gets. Like like you put on a camera lens, you have a piece of glass that would tint everything yellow. If you keep adding that tint of glass, it just gets yellower, darker, more amber until it's like practically pure dark. So that's like that's what's being simulated with multiply. Screen is the total opposite, where you're adding another one of those colors, but it has light, and when that color lights up the other color, it brightens up more into that color. Sort of like, say, you turn on a light bulb behind a transparent piece of glass that's tinted. That that pretty much creates that light effect. And the color dodge is sort of like the same thing, but more in a saturated sense. And light and color and darker color is the same as screen and multiply, but not as intense. And I feel like I like using soft light because it tends to slowly pushes the saturation up as I lighten or darken. It depends on what your color you're using. And color dodge add, it's so powerful. I use it just for the last touches to brighten things up, but I use a dark color for what compared to just using a bright white color. I can demonstrate right now on the screen right now what the amazing ability of color dodge does. I'm going to get a really soft brush, make it nice and big. Now I'm going to imagine like I'm going to add a hint of bright yellow sun hitting Simba on top of his face. And so I'm going to make a new layer, set that to colored linear dodge. I always say in color, I always get those mixed up. Linear dodge add. But instead of, just using that bright yellow, like you would think to make it lighter, it gets a little overbearing. It gets really saturated and really overbearing of the effect. What's actually better is to go dark, maybe a little bit more in the warmer color compared to what you're trying to do. And then just subtly, yeah, it's so powerful. You're actually using a darker color to brighten up the area you're doing. It's kind of weird, but once you actually do it and just slowly brush it in, you're getting the effect you want of adding in some saturated light without it being too much. It's because you're using dark. It's kind of funny how that works.
Um, you know, I think my computer froze while you were saying all of that. So,
I have to
wait.
repeat.
Oh, I'm just really behind. Never mind. I've got a serious lag. It's moving. Yeah, okay, now I see what you're doing.
Yeah, for the
I
most
cannot believe how bad the lag is.
yeah, for the more intense blend modes like linear dodge or linear dodge add, I recommend using a darker color than what you think to use and just softly add in that light so you're not overdoing it. And it just adds a little pizzazz to the drawing if you use it at the end. Meanwhile, multiply and screen, it's just like sort of like the same thing but opposite with each other. I just like adding things over time. So let's say if I do multiply, I use multiply with a lighter color. And I just softly add in that shadow I want. And that makes a nice gradual build up of that shadow. And then I merge it down so I can continue adding that multiply. It's the opposite with screen. With screen, I go for a more darker color so that when I'm adding in the light source, it's slowly adding that in without overdoing it. So you want to lighten it up, use a dark color. You want to darken it up, use a light color. Or did I say that wrong? To darken it, use a light. To lighten it, use a dark. The reason? The blend modes are very powerful. So you just gradually add in that light and dark, so you're not fighting the blend modes.
Okay. Okay. So to use okay, to go darker, use a lighter color. To go lighter, use a darker color. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the idea is
Just
you want to control the blend mode's effects so that
control.
you're not fighting it. Because if I just so right now this blend mode is on screen, and if I went straight to the really bright yellow and I try adding that in, it gets bright really fast, and you're like, and then your drawing may look way too bright or way too dark and get muddy and all that stuff. And it's really better to gradually add in that light to the actual value or light or shadow you're trying to get, and then merge down so that you can keep adding in blend modes if you want, and merge down.
Okay.
Just keep in
Okay.
mind that if you merge down, that any of those pixels over transparent areas is going to look like a weird haze that is distorted. So that is your crash course of how I like using those blend modes, but I tend to use them more at the end of the drawing to finalize and wrap them up. The majority of the time, I tend to just go try to imagine what those colors or those lights are. The downside of using blend modes like that is that it's really hard to keep a control on your values, because overall it's just making that area that particular color. That's only really useful if you're trying to wash that area with that color. That's why I use the blend modes near the end, so I can just sort of like harmonize the whole drawing with a certain tone, like bluish shadows, yellowish lights, and I just harmonize the lighting, the shadows with blend mode, rather than using it as my actual shading and coloring method. But of course,
Okay.
experiment and all that fun stuff. I think I'm giving
Yeah.
Simba here a little weird chin or a weird lip.
I guess at the end of the day, you just kind of have to keep drawing, and then you just kind of learn. Your brain just kind of learns how to do it the way it wants to, I guess. I don't know.
That's the hard part of teaching art. You generalize the lesson because in the end it's really up to the individual to figure out what they prefer. Like the method
Mm-hmm.
your teacher's doing might be their method, might not be yours in the long run, but at least you know how to do it.
Yeah. True, true.
My goodness, I did not know how to paint these characters.
Hey, hold on. I gotta go check on the pup.
I'm so what's the word? Unsure of these characters. Yeah, that's not right. Hmm. Oh, here's a nice sample of Simba right here. I think this will work. Simba is more round face in this screenshot. That's the downside of screenshotting a cartoon character that's really animated in a movie. So they're not keeping the proportions overall the same according to the angles and all that. Definitely seems like he has more of a rounded chin, but not that big of a chin. His nose is further up. But like his chin here is a little bit smaller than this chin over here. That looks a tiny bit better. Do I ever watch Boruto? I gave it a shot one time, but it didn't quite work. And before and after, yeah, that looks a lot better. Oh man, it's a struggle getting these characters looking like the characters. I mean, I know there's such thing as my own personal style, but I'm trying to imitate the movie style as much as I can. And I'll read Chikatsu. I've been following you for a while. You are really inspiring me. Keep the awesome work. Thank you. Hello, Blaze. In case I haven't said hello already, welcome. Thanks for posting, Cherry. I'll take a look at it later. All right.
Okay.
Let's go through this a little bit faster. I was monologuing to myself about the technical details and proportions of Simba's chin.
Oh, I thought I heard something. You
Yeah.
saying something about that.
Yeah, I got it looking a little bit better. His chin is a little bit more rounded, even though it's like uh maybe a little bigger in one screenshot, a little bit smaller in another. But overall, I think I got it looking better.
Yeah.
That's why like young artists fan art of Disney characters always looks a little wonky because the style is kind of hard to imitate. But once you nail
Yeah,
it, you
Disney
nail it.
really has a very, they have a very unique style for sure.
Yep. Meanwhile, like MLP and My Little Pony, you can pretty much just change the hair and the color of the body, and boom, you have a new character.
Yeah, yeah. And yet you can tell when something's Disney-ish, but they all do have their own kind of look.
Mm-hmm. I know, like for
Sorry,
can use
sad.
sadness, sad noises.
Hmm?
I feel those sad noises. I understand those sad noises.
Sorry. I didn't mean to say sigh so loudly.
I know. It's pain sometimes when you're like, with artwork.
I want it to be amazing. Like right away.
That's
And
what they
also I
call
feel
generated art.
I feel like I finally get one past a point and then I have to start on another one and then it's just never ending.
That's why I like
That makes
jumping
any sense.
around. That's why I like jumping around on an image sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I'm like starting with the head
Yeah.
right now. I'll slowly move to the neck and the rest of the body, but sometimes I jump around so that I don't get that feeling.
So Chris, what would you say is your latest drawing obsession? Like what are your
Hmm.
things you like to draw right now?
Say things, paint things in oil right now. That's my latest
I know you're doing
obsession.
some art studies, but
Let's see. Don't really have much at the moment. The things I'm like overthinking or considering and all that stuff. It's just like I would like to get these commissions done. I like to get this work done. It's like doing that study was like a breath of fresh air. It's been so long since I just did something
mm,
without a real like goal of, or trying to satisfy a demographic or something.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
How is your neck being connected here, Simba? I'm overthinking this neck problem. How
Do you
about
always
you?
stream around this time?
I usually tried streaming earlier, but my day sort of got away from me.
Mm, I hear you. Trees. Okay, there you go.
You ever heard of Kiss?
The band?
Nope, not that Kiss.
The candy?
Nope, not that Kiss.
Um, wow, I didn't know there were so many different kinds of kisses.
Yeah, you heard of it
No,
before.
what?
The the acronym.
Oh, the acronym. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid.
And I just remember that, and I'm doing that right now, and it seems like it's working out. I'm always like overthinking a little bit and starting just splashing down random brush strokes and smoothing it. I'm like, okay, I see it now. I see how I want
Oh.
to paint this now. Like for yours right now, if you're struggling with like detailing or something like that, just put it down in big old blocks, put big old shapes there, and then over time it'll just start shaping to the way you're trying to visualize it.
Hmm. Maybe
Ooh.
that's what I need to do more. I need more blocks.
That's why they call it building blocks. Hakuna Matata is going through my head right now. Creeps in on the dawn of my day. Hello, John. Welcome. Do 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 do. Yeah, sing it. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Have you actually watched Lion King recently?
Nope, not in a while.
Dude, it's sad.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Now you're gonna tell me
Sad.
now you're gonna tell me the dad dies or something.
I know, right? No, I tell you what, don't rewatch any of your childhood movies that you remember loving so much.
Suddenly the jokes make sense. Can you
Well,
feel the love? Oh, I get it
there's
now.
that.
Get it?
Yeah, there's that. There's the jokes that they put in there meant for the parents watching with the kids. And then there's also like moments when you're like, this isn't that funny. Or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're like thinking Emperor's New Groove. Ha! Boom, baby! And you're as an adult. Uh-huh.
was that an Emperor's New Groove reference?
Yes. Where he's like, what's his name? Cusco. Do-do-do-do-do-do. You know, stuff like that. It's kind of funny though. Some
Man,
people
that movie
was
the best.
I remember the eve of coronavirus, and people was making face masks with Cusco on and saying, "No touchy, no touch."
Yeah.
Who's John?
People were very creative.
Okay.
All right. I think I want to destroy this drawing
Do it.
and never come back to it. No, I put so much. Do you know I've restarted this like 50 times?
Yeah, you get all the bad ideas out. So you're just having like a digital wastebasket full of ideas.
I guess so.
Want to try the thumbnail method?
I did the thumbnail method.
Want to do it again?
And now I'm trying to do now I'm trying to get details in. So I do have to admit there's a lot of I need to just move on. There's a lot of blank space that I have not even put color down on. So I think that's where I need to go next.
Sounds good. Whenever you like, you can send a screenshot to me and I'll be like,
Oh, it's not even worthy of that yet.
What worth? Just getting feedback.
Well, like I said, I haven't even put everything down in color, so I should do that first.
Okay. Test. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Alright, I'm finally getting somewhere with this Simba drawing.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. Ah!
But what about that shadowy place? You should never go there,
Never
Simba.
go there.
In fact...
And I'm not even going to tell you what's there so that you're still curious to go anyways.
No, it was more like... In fact, I'm going to tell you why. It's just like... So you don't have a fill of curiosity.
Right. Oops.
Citrus 360.
Hold on, I'll be
John.
right back. I need to see if the dog needs water.
I need water. John says, can't be because I'm Johnny, which is not a nickname for John. Me. I'm like, John! John! Save me, John! Save me, John! Help! I'm drowning, John! Help! Blah, 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 blah. And Johnny's like, you never said my name right. Who is this John? Well, you didn't say my name. This is news report. Local artist drowns in a puddle. Nearby pedestrian just looks on, wondering why is everyone calling him John? It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Welcome to our humble home.
So this week I decided I'm going to make cinnamon rolls.
Can I come?
Sure.
Did you tell Mom yet?
But I can't promise they'll still be here
Got hide
by
the
the time you
evidence.
get here.
Hide the evidence.
Don't tell Mom.
My lips are sealed with cinnamon.
She'll still find out, though. I know she will.
What smells like cinnamon?
This is cinnamon roll.
Alright, I'm
Aw.
finally getting more into the paintery mood. Where I just paint. Paint.
It's coming alive, I can tell. It's looking good. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, keeping a balance between the cartoon and realism. It's a challenge. It really is.
Got that song stuck in my head. I'm trying real hard not to sing it, though.
It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. I think the world has a little bit too much Hakuna Matata. They're ignoring everything.
Yes. Let's do something with the sky now. So, when is Dad going to be back?
Tuesday. Or is it Wednesday? One of those days. It's going to be a few days for him, that's for sure.
Cool, cool. What am I doing? Stop, stop. Mm.
It's like staring at an RTX filter beside the base color. Thank you, Jayas. RTX on, RTX off. I think I'll go for another hour so I got time to play a little bit of games and study. Yeah, I wish I had streamed earlier in the day.
No. You know what? I added some fun stuff to the sky, and I immediately already like it better.
Keep it.
So that was definitely part of my problem. I'm going too much into detail before laying down enough color and stuff.
That's the idea. It's like add in the base, the blocks, what you want in it, and then you get into the detail afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Even I forget that sometimes. Find myself overcorrecting.
It's too easy to get too excited.
Yep.
But I think I'm actually it's getting close to my bedtime, Chris, so I think I'm gonna head out.
Hush now, quiet now, it's time to lay your sleepy head. Hush.
Man, but it looks good.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's coming out real nice.
I am
Do you
recording
paint over
it.
your sketch lines?
Yep, I have the sketch lines and the flat layer as one layer, and I'm having it opacity lock, so I just go straight to the edge and it just immediately takes away those lines. I do have the base layer and the sketch layer duplicated and tucked away hidden just in case I need it. So they're still there. They're still there.
Very nice. Well, I think I'm gonna hit it.
Hit it. Okay.
Well, at least I'm done drawing for now.
Okay.
I might go back to Garden Paws and try and get back to where I was before my game crashed on me.
You know, that actually reminds me. Let me save.
Yes. Lesson of the day. Save often.
Yep. I mean, Photoshop does have autosave, but I could lose like up to 15 minutes.
And you never realize how much you actually do in those 15 minutes until it's like
Gone.
It's gone. It's gone forever. Yeah.
Right now, I'm kind of thinking of extending Simba's body a little bit. It doesn't look like it's overlapping, creating perspective. It just kind of feel like I'm like fighting the classic pony proportions with the very short backs. But,
Now
cats
that you mention it, he does look a little bit stubby.
Yeah.
His torso.
So I just need to do Photoshop surgery and cut him in half. And make him a little longer and see how that looks. Alright. Might need to change my canvas too.
Yeah, your canvas might be a little short for it.
Yeah, if I want to keep the vertical look, I just got to increase everything else. Everybody, don't look. It is not safe for work. A lion is cut in half. I ain't lying. Okay,
What does
let's
your
see.
Patreon thing at the bottom say? Incoming brain freeze.
Oops. I think I was eating some ice cream there at the time.
Oh. Ooh, ice cream sounds good right now. I've got a headache.
We had like a 2 hour power outage yesterday.
Mm.
And you know Reed's Lodge Hotel? Remember Reed's
What
Lodge
about it?
Hotel across from Booger
Oh,
Red's?
yeah.
Its sign
Mm-hmm.
is damaged again from the wind.
Oh,
It was
bummer,
damaged
dude.
before because of wind, and they replaced it with a new sign. And it's damaged again.
Oh, so that's Springerville for you.
Yeah, they definitely need to get a more tough sign. Maybe they have like a second chance at making it because the new sign before was looking a little dull in color compared to what it used to be, like a nice bright yellow, and then it was like a very desaturated brown. Yeah, let's see. And Doctor, I think we've done it. We have successfully extended the spine of the lion cub, and it's going to have a Hakuna Matata. Oh yeah, that looks like 10 times better.
That does look better.
Yeah, like, if it's going to have a shorter back, it has to be because of overlapping angle of the body.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like it was overlapping, so it was better for just me to extend the back of it in general. What Cherry Fluff Belly says, I'm back. What did I miss? You missed me cutting Simba in half. Alright,
I
sis, I
think your
won't hold you
toe in
back.
the.
What?
I think you lost a little bit of your toe in the back leg, by the way.
Yeah, it's not quite done, but yeah. There we go.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess I'll head out.
Yeah, it was
This was fun,
fun.
Chris.
It was fun.
Thanks for inviting me. Spur of the moment.
And you're totally fine with the stream capturing your voiceness, right?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so I can leave this video for playback and Dad watch the stream later at his hotel and be like, "Hey, it's my daughter."
Does Dad watch your stream?
He does. He even watches the
Oh, that's
replays too.
cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he talks a lot about your art
I'll
too.
send you. I'll send you my progress so far with my little landscape, but it's really weird.
Okie
But
doke.
yeah. I'm gonna sneeze.
Got you.
Okay. All right. Well, talk to you later, Chris. Bye.
Bye. See you, sis.
Yep.
Who was that? It's funny, like as soon as the stream voice call ended, I'm just like, meow. Mm. I render really fast? Oh, thank you. It's mostly just the paintery look I'm just going for. It allows me just to slap the colors down without trying to being all picky with how smooth it is and all that stuff. Which incidentally actually makes it smooth. So funny how that works. When you just let loose and just let the colors flow. Of course, that comes with experience. You gotta practice for that. And I'm still practicing for certain forms of coloring experiences. Do 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 do. Who here is gonna watch the movie Bad Guys? Huh. I might give that a watch. It looks interesting. It does. Seems to be a standout of animation. Doesn't look like just your generic movie that pops out in the theaters every bi-monthly animated movie, I should say. I think like that was one of the reasons why I was not really interested in G5 MLP. It looks like a generic 3D thing, but Bad Guys kind of have his own little flair to it, without being overly dramatic about its style. There we go. Forgot to put in the rest of Simba's leg here. Whoops. Fixed. I'm hopeful. We'll see. I'm just not going to be there for the ride. I heard that the actual show series, the actual series, got a little bit of a 15-second sneak peek and is already looking like a noticeable downgrade in quality compared to the movie. I mean, that's sort of expected when you think about it. It's been years to do an hour and a half of film, and then you're expected to pump out something 30 minutes worth every single week. So that's the downside of 3D. I mean, animated 3D movie TV shows is getting better and better. There's always going to be a noticeable downgrade in quality compared to an animated movie. Always. It's almost like it's almost like a law. What I'm curious about is, do they keep their voice actors from the movie? I know the spin-off, never watched it, already replaced some voice actors. So that was one of my concerns when I was first hearing about G5 and all the top name voice actors. Are they actually going to be the voice actors for the TV show or not? Because those voice actors have other roles to fill, big contract roles. Alright, be right back as I go and take my doggo downstairs. She wants downstairs. Oh. It's warm up there. Alright, I'm back. Where's my pen? There's my pen. Hey guys, for those in the stream and haven't done it yet, be sure to hit a like on that stream. It's letting YouTube know that, hey, you like it. Testing out a mixing brush on CSP. Nice. Yeah, let me show you this other painting. You might have seen it on my Twitter and DeviantArt already. I painted with the same brush I'm doing right now with this horse drawing right here. You can definitely tell all the little paints here and there. They're all little brush strokes here. It's the same brush I'm using on the Simba right now. It's an interesting process, that's for sure. I saw that, it's beautiful, thank you. Not bad looking. Hello, Dragon Drawing World. Sup, hope you are well. Can't stay long, but hope the drawing goes well. Thank you. Hello, Dark Loons. Welcome. Only downside with this method is that there's a lot of cleanup work. This is very, very sketchy. The RTF filter almost finished loading. I know I have a very slow graphics card. I have a very slow graphics card. La, 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 la. Seems fast to me. I don't know, 1 frame per 5 hours is a bit slow. Good to be back on another Stitches stream. He doesn't have his webcam on today. That's because I'm not shaved. Tomorrow, I'll have a webcam. I don't like the way I look not shaved. If you had a starter Pokemon, what would it be? Charmander. Because I like the classic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. 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 Do a similar way of painting you do. Have clean lines with the base and shade over the paint on it. It is the way to paint. Sometimes. Boop, 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 boop. Looks good. I think lions have like thick lips, right? Anyone want to fact check that for me? Or am I accidentally doing a weird detail, mistaking it like a detail from what dogs would have? Looks pretty good. From what I'm seeing, yes. Good, good. Uh-oh. Just in case I crash, I want to screenshot these details. Because that's currently what's going on right now. I have a spinning ball of death right now. This may be my stopping point, everyone. Not sure if this thing will recover or not. Just patiently waiting, patiently waiting. Okay. Spinning wheel of death is the worst, indeed. Yeah, I might have to force quit this. I do a setting up stream. Force quit. Curious how much progress I lost. Hello? Is that it? Where's my Simba one? Okay. Looks like it's mostly all there. Okay, I only missed out on the tufts of the fur. Yeah, only missed a tuft of the fur. Interesting. Cool. I didn't miss a whole lot. That's all I lost, just a tuft of the fur. Sweet. Hello, Vivi. Welcome. Oh, and all the gum lines, too. That's the only thing I lost. And save. There we go. You are so talented. It's already perfect. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm going to be wrapping up stream here, but I did leave a I'm going to leave a recording sometime afterwards of playback. Actually, I think I'll just have it available. Actually, I tend to have problems with YouTube thinking that there's inappropriate content in these streams for some reason. So I'm going to have to let YouTube say, like, no. And I'll say, but look at this. And I'm, like, refuse to claim it, and then they're all like, okay, never mind. So, sometime after the stream, the playback for this stream will return. And you just watch this play out in its entirety. It's still very rough. It's still very rough, but there's still a lot to do on this. But for now, it is time for me to sign out. Thanks so much for everybody for coming. But I will play the record stream playback. 2 hours. Not bad for 2 hours of work. File, save as. There we go. Let's see, we'll do this 8,000% speed. And that makes it condensed already to 1.5 minutes. Nice. And play. Ooh boy, a lot of shaking back and forth stuff. That's never fun to watch in a read time lapse. I try to hold still as much as I can, but it's really hard. And there you have it. Thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. Hope to stream earlier tomorrow on part 2, where I work on Timon and the background. See you guys next time.